Hey cuties, it's your girl Tana Too Cute. So we are now finally able to chit and chat about the finale of Sisters. And was it explosive? Yes, it was. So let's talk about it, y'all.
I feel good.
Wait a minute. Who
I know that I put down. Wow.
So of course we know the title of the episode was titled Beautiful Lies. And it says after Andi, Fatima, and Penelope confronts Gary, his true intentions are revealed. Danni deals with Preston's big news. Zach and Fatima try to work things out to get custody of Michael. Okay, so the episode started out with Danni and she's on the phone with Sabrina. So, of course, we learned that the married man comment she was talking about, of course, Preston. So, Preston sent Danni a picture, I guess, that he had went ahead and got married. So, we can assume that he married Mandy because that's who he was going to go ahead and get married, previously. But my question is, why would he want to just get married just for whatever reason? I understand that he's not gonna continue to wait around for Danni, but why is the rush to go ahead and get married? But yeah, so Danni trying to act like she all hot and bothered that he sent her the picture. Well, Danni, you did not want him. You pushed him away. So what else did you expect for him to do? So she did not have a right to be in her feelings, and Sabrina just, oh, that's so cruel. I mean, why not? She was cruel to him. So yeah, so they just, talking about, Preston sending her a picture, and he told her, hey, you're blocked from my phone and you're blocked out of my life. Kudos to Preston. So Danni, move on with old boy Tony that you know nothing about, and let's see how that's going to play out in season 7. Okay, so next we get back to Andy's, Penelope, and Gary at Andy's office. So of course we saw in the last episode Gary was like, hey, where are y'all going? And they like, none of your business, we're going to talk. And he's like, y'all not gonna talk about anything without me. Gary, now you have some nerves. So Gary is just, thinking that he can control, this whole situation. He believes that he can win Penelope back, like she's some weak puppy, and he'll be able to win her back. And listen, y'all, Gary, was still insulting Andi in her face, like she meant nothing to me. And I hope this further confirms to Andi that Gary is not worth the time or your energy any longer. So, of course, Fatima had to kind of come in and step in and be like, hey, where are you going? Get out of this office. And, Penelope and Andi, they went on into the office. But Fatima had to take control of this whole situation. Like, you're going to leave, basically, until Gary, said that he has a stand-in appointment with his attorney, Hayden. But look, did y'all see how Fatima, basically was saying, hey, I ain't the one you want to play with. And she stepped to Gary, like Fatima, like stepped to him, got in his face, y'all. Look, Fatima ain't nothing to play with. And in this whole episode, Fatima just was like, I'm not here for any nonsense. Everybody can get the smoke. Did I say that right? Everybody can get it, basically. So she, sent Gary on about his business. And then, of course, he went on with Hayden. So Penelope and Andi are in her office, and Penelope is basically saying that they are not the only two women that Gary is involved with. So Penelope, had a list of dates that she wanted Andi to confirm whether or not she was with Gary during this time. So Andi basically was glancing at this list of dates, and she was able to confirm that she was with Gary on some of those dates, and some of those dates she was not with him. And listen, a woman's intuition never steers her in the wrong direction. So Penelope, she already knew that something was not right with Gary, but this just confirms it all for her, that she wasn't crazy. Gary, no, you weren't crazy, honey. You knew exactly what your gut was telling you. So once Andi confirmed those dates, they realized that, yeah, they were not the only two women. And not only that, Gary had the nerves to buy another woman the same ring that he got Penelope and Andi. Now, what kind of crap is that, y'all? Oh my goodness. I guess at this point, after, hearing all this information, Andi want to put her big girl panties on, and she said, hey, look, this enough is enough. She wants to go and confront Gary. So they leave Andi's office. Well, first she called Fatima, because hey, ain't nothing going down without Fatima in the presence, okay? Because she, anybody can get it when it come down to Fatima. So they rushes over to Hayden's office, and mind you, Fatima left her, had her cell phone, and she left that cell phone in the office, but we'll see that in just a minute. But Andi wanted to confront Gary to his face and ask about these other women. So Gary, of course, want to, change the narrative, continue to insult Andi, and reach out to Penelope that they can work it out. He never wanted Andi. She was just this, that, and the other. But Andi lit him up now. She read him, like she never have. So after they kind of had words back and forth, they end up leaving the office. But remember, Fatima left her cell phone in the office. So they kind of stopped. The lady stopped in the hallway, and Fatima was listening. And Andi was like, what are you doing? She was like, what are they talking about? I wonder. And Fatima was like, hey, they talking about y'all. And so she allowed Andi to hear what they was talking about. And, they so dumb, y'all. I mean, they heard everything. And I'm not going to share every single detail of, because I do want y'all to, at least if you haven't already, watch the episode. And then once they kind of realized the phone was left in there, they, kind of stopped talking, and Fatima came in and got her cell phone. But Hayden, he wants revenge bad, and he's willing to do anything. I guess we'll see that play out in season 7, how he seeks revenge. In this moment, they wouldn't share with Penelope what the guys were talking about, because in that conversation, Gary did share that Penelope was really weak, and she, just time will tell whether or not she will come back to him. But they wouldn't share that with her. And in this moment, y'all, I really felt sorry for Penelope, because this was a lot for her to take in. It's like she's never, encountered a situation like this. Now the sisters, they full of drama. But Penelope, when she walked away, I really felt bad for her, because not only that she had a man that she loved that cheated on her, portrayed to be someone that he's not, but she's also having his baby. So Andi can really leave him alone and not see him again. But Penelope, on the other hand, she, will have to have some dealings with him because of this baby. But we never know, fooling around with TP, he'll have a twist in this whole storyline where the baby end up not being Gary's. Now y'all tell me if I'm right or wrong on that one, okay? So then we get to Karen, and I guess she is looking at a new location for the beauty salon. And she's with old Shaw. Now I'm calling him Shaw because that's the name he go by in the Shy. But do y'all think Shaw is just overly nice and just tippy toeish around Karen? But anywho, but they are looking at this location. He brings in a commercial realtor to help with this whole transaction. Now this realtor, she kind of nosy. I mean, she was drilling Karen like, how did you get here? And she was like, we rode together. What? Like, he let you ride in his car? Because this man is madly in love with his wife. So only his wife will be in his car with him, because she said that she's even tried a couple of times to come on to him and he was not going. Okay. So, but yeah, she was just really drilling Karen, asking Karen different questions. And Karen just wanted to kind of stay focused on the transaction, talk about the building and everything. It came down to her asking about the baby. She found out that she was pregnant in this conversation, and she wanted to know, how did she learn of her information? And she said Zach, which is her baby. And she kind of at a pause when she wanted to say baby daddy, the father of her baby. Girl, get a DNA test, a real one with DNA, okay? But I thought that was really weird. I don't know how this is going to play out in season 7 with Karen and this contractor Shad, but I can't wait to see how that's going to unfold. Okay, so now we have Fatima finally making it home to Zach. And your girl looking exhausted because everybody that came for her, she was giving it. Okay, so she make it home with Zach, and Zach hit her with, he wants to give Heather money for baby Michael. And initially, y'all, I'm thinking, what, Zach, you want to buy baby Michael? But we got to put ourselves in Zach's shoes. Zach, and I kind of stated this in one of the other videos, I think Zach is not able to separate his childhood trauma from baby Michael's childhood trauma. He don't want baby Michael to continue to experience the same type of childhood trauma that he did. So he's willing to do anything to get custody, get that baby out of Heather's care. So he positioned Fatima with paying her $100,000, for baby Micah. And Fatima's like, are you sure about that? Because this is a hood rat, in Fatima's words. And it's not going to stop there. And she was right. It wasn't going to stop there. So she suggested, hey, I'll support you, but at least start with 10K, at least 10K. So they eventually end up going over to baby Michael, to Heather's house. And, of course, Zach, positioned her with, he had money and he wanted to get baby Michael. And Heather, she was not really trying to hear that, and he continued to go up. Okay, 10,000. I got 50,000, 25,000, 50,000. Then he went up to 100,000. She like, you got 100,000 in cash? Like, girl, you really considering, selling your baby? Even though this is Zach, now supposedly the father, I still question that, y'all. But anywho, so, but all in all, it didn't happen that way. It was not a sale, it was not a purchase for baby Michael, because Fatima again wasn't feeling any unnecessary mess. So she went and looked for baby Michael in the house. So he in the bathroom, y'all, tied up. Why did this girl have this boy tied up? Now, baby Mike ain't said a word. in none of these episodes. Okay, now he can't be doing too much around that house where she got to tie him up. And this is when we saw, Zach, in that shot where he's like, "What are you doing? Have you lost your mind?" It appeared that something else he was talking to Fatima, but no, that wasn't it. He was talking to Heather because the baby was tied up. And Heather was trying to get at Zach, and Fatima, she tossed her. Get on now. This ain't what you want. They then took baby Micah out of that house, and the nosy neighbor, of course, was right there looking. Somebody needed to get that baby out of that house. So that was explosive. So who knows what is going to happen in season 7? Is Zach going to jail for kidnapping? Is he going to be able to? No. Why didn't they take pictures of baby Michael tied up? This was going through my head when I saw, the scene. Take pictures. But is Zach going to jail? What's going to happen to Zach? And then last, y'all, we get over to Danni, which, I kind of like cringe when I see her and Tony talking. And he come over and they, confirming that they're going on a date, for the night. And they didn't want to go on a double date with Sabrina and the other guy. They just wanted to, it to be just them. And, Danny trying to slick say, well, we can do a nightcap. We'll just see how things go. So Danny, so soon as something don't go right in one relationship, you get extra promiscuous. But anywho, as she leaves the airport, she is abducted. At least that's what it appears. Someone comes behind her, put their hand over her face, and it looks like she's getting kidnapped. So we won't see how that unfolds until season 7. Look, y'all like the video, hit subscribe, and y'all try to have a good, nope, don't try. Y'all have a good day on purpose. Bye.